Thanks for tuning back in and making this show possible. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and still laughing at the ridiculous right-wing hysteria and the fallout from the Dominion voting system settlement that continues to throw the party of family values into utter chaos. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is dangling a steak sandwich for Tucker Carlson and pushing back against the $5 million he owes after Bob Zeidman proved his election data is as fake as Trump's bone spurs, while Ron DeSantis is on an international holiday looking like a fool in so many places that the countries are now stamping his passport with the facepalm emoji. All this while Disney takes aim at Ron DeSantis with a massive lawsuit.
The fall of the Clintons are about to take place. Whistleblowers and major scandals will be exposed. They will not be saved from the deep state this time. A great collapse of the Clintons' power and their influence will be seen. Again, treason will also be their end, saith the Lord.
God is real, and he's using this vessel to tell the world time's up for Bill and Hillary. If you believe in God, or this God, the one that she's rooting for, do you believe that his priority is being on a right-wing conspiracy theory tag team making an internet profit of fortune? It is pouring MAGA tears. I have a laugh with all of the latest and stupid from Ron DeSantis, Mike Lindell, Trump's rally, drop a few surprises, and more.
It was Melania's birthday this week, so I celebrated by doing 100 crazy posts on Truth Social and then hugging a convict in New Hampshire. And trust me, she wanted to do a lot more than hug. She was totally after the tiny toad.
This is really cool.
Say Mike Lindell doesn't have the evidence. He defamed him. He defamed these machine companies. Ooh, really? No, I didn't. It's the truth. So, Brandon, what I want you to do is put up. You have a declaration there.
Yes. This is the declaration from Dennis Montgomery. It was previously shared at the Moment of Truth Summit. Legal experts have said again and again, a declaration? This has zero legal weight to it, but Mike wants Brandon to read it in full.
We're going to read it. I want you to read it and put it on the screen, everybody. It's going to take about a 4-minute read.
Well, it takes Brandon 17 minutes to read this. Not 4, 17. 17. Is Mike ever remotely close? 17 minutes. Okay, now I'm wondering, if I say 17 again, will Matt Gaetz show up with a hotel room key and a case of White Claw? Gotta be careful. Ooh, check out the line for Trump in New Hampshire. The suckers are all queued up for Diaper Don's latest grift. I love it. Look at these winners. Okay, so the place goes under attack. We're talking Die Hard style. Choose your fighter. Is it going to be Suns Out, Guts Out, bead necklace from the Target aisle MTG protests, guy here to deliver Don Jr. some keys, Honey Boo Boo sent back from the future, or guy cosplaying as Mike Lindell? Let me know in the comments.
So this challenge, we believe that, Brandon, that this guy didn't even have CISSP credentials.
Okay, so he's trying to make a case that Zeidman didn't have the right credentials, or as Lindell often says,
what are his credentials again? What are his credentials again? What was he?
Well, he's retired colonel. He was involved.
Bob Zeidman, president and founder of Software Analysis and Forensic Engineering Corporation. SAFE Corporation is the leading software company for tools used to compare and analyze software for pinpointing copyright infringement and trade secret theft.
That he's in the cyber room on the first day, and he had to ask other cyber guys how to use Wireshark, which is this is the common thing that cyber guys use to open up any files or of data in the cyber world. And so he didn't even know how to do that. And
all right, we just lost Mike, so we're going to get reconnected with Mike Lindell. Glad to have Mike back here on the Lindell Report. While we're getting reconnected with Mike, let me remind you.
Mike is claiming that Bob didn't know how to use a program when Mike's own program goes down again.
Have reestablished our connection with our leader, Mike Lindell. have reestablished our connection with our leader, Mike Lindell.
Yeah, they are. And
If you call your boss your leader, you might be in a cult. Definitely in a cult.
Governor, old show you falling behind Trump. Any thoughts on that?
Guys, did not
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
I gotta say, for a guy terrified of the LGBTQ community, the man can be rather flamboyant.
Governor, old show you falling behind Trump. Any thoughts on that?
My favorite thing about being in Japan is that I can drink Bud Light and no one will see, okay?
Walt Disney Co. sued Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, alleging the Republican governor has waged a relentless campaign to weaponize government power over the company. This is a huge escalation in the fight between the guy in lifts who eats pudding with his fingers and one of the largest employers in the state that he fails to run. DeSantis set his sights on the special tax district that has allowed Disney to essentially self-govern its Florida operations for decades, and the federal lawsuit alleges that DeSantis orchestrated at every step a campaign to punish Disney that now threatens the company's business. The lawsuit called the action the latest strike, saying the development contracts laid the foundation for billions of Disney's investment dollars and thousands of jobs. And again, this is all happening because Disney came out against a Florida bill limiting classroom discussion of sexual orientation or gender identity. The thing is, prior to Disney's opposition of the Florida bill, Ron DeSantis and his allies had no issue with the self-governing structure formerly called the Reedy Creek Improvement District. No issue. Disney, do whatever you want. You're a huge asset to our state. Wait, what? They want equality? No. It's over.
And by the way, Brandon, I've reached out to both of them. I texted them both Dan Bongino and Tucker, and said, hey, you're welcome over here at Lindell TV and Frank's Beach. We would love to have them here as part of our team. Remember, everybody, we've got right around 4 million people that have tuned in here at different times in our database. And we would love for them to bring a huge audience with them so we can keep bringing you the evidence that have been sitting here on Frank's speech.
As I predicted, Tucker would get a job offer from Russia and said he could even end up at Lindell TV. So here we are. The best part about this is Mike's offering Tucker and Dan jobs right in front of Budget Max Headroom, who is just listening to this, wondering if he'll have to type up his resume, but also knowing he can't go up from here and there's nothing below Mike's network. Lindell makes these millions of claims again and again. His most popular video of recent has 17 comments. Just checking, Matt Gaetz hasn't appeared. I doubt Tucker will show up on Lindell TV, but I wouldn't rule out Dan Bongino. But it will be interesting to see if this becomes a new thing for Mike. Like with Jimmy Kimmel. First he was playful and he wanted to be on the show. Then he begged. Then he got all angry and yelled at Jimmy. So this warm invite to Tucker could quickly turn into dollar store Burt Reynolds goes bananas at any moment. What would you think if Tucker Carlson ended up on Lindell's Dumpster Fire Network? Let me know in the comments.
During your time at Guantanamo, did you witness any incidents?
No, none of all that's BS. No, totally BS.
Governor DeSantis, you say you were present during those meetings. Is that
Who said that?
Detainees have told us that.
How would they know me? Okay, think about that. Do you honestly believe that's credible? So this is 2006. I'm a junior officer. Do you honestly think that they would have remembered me from Adam? Of course not. They're just trying to get into the news because they know people like you will consume it because it fits your preordained narrative that you're trying to spin. Focus on the facts and stop worrying about narrative.
Yes, that was Ron DeSantis flipping out outside the Museum of Tolerance. You can't make this up. This person cannot keep his cool. Dude needs an anger management class and some media coaching. Can you remember people, things that they did, when you worked with them 10, 15, 20 years ago or went to school with them? I think you can. People remember things, Ron. There's not like a 15-year cutoff and then everything's wiped from your brain. Alex here, still in the bunker with Marjorie. Again, good dude. We have been in a full crisis mode after the greatest patriot to ever live has been let go from Fox News. He totally enlightened folks on the benefits of exposing their wrinkled sacks to the ultraviolet rays and was probably the best hype man for Russia since Ivan Drago. I think he would be totally happy with that comparison. It's just super hard for me and MTG. Like, my Georgia Gremlin has been doing her best to put on a brave Neanderthal face, but we're just so sick of the Soros-Trudeau Panda Express globalists destroying the First Amendment. To cheer things up, I got us a floppy Tucker wig from the internet, and I'm happy to go full bow tie on MTG, but tensions are rising, and we're not thinking clearly, so we need to exercise extreme caution. Because if I get so much as a glance at the stomach-turning shin-down mess that looks like a Denny's line cook strung out on wacky tobacco tried to make a Denver omelet in a cast-iron pan, like with no butter, and then just chipped the charred gooey mess onto a plate and topped it off with a few Jimmy Deans, rough cut with a dirty spoon into 7 misshaped, puffy MTG toad-like nubs. Can I get the bucket? Get me the bucket. Protruding mismatch so inedible it wouldn't even make the menu at Lauren Boebert's failed restaurant. We're talking crispy and runny egg, hammered spam, moldy pepper omelet feet here with discount off-cut blistered sausage toes, and as much as I like her too big head and flowing blonde hair, I can't get with that. Because what is the rule, MTG? The socks stay on.
Nice try, Snowflake. MAGA Tears. Why, thank you so much for sharing this heap of liberal garbage. Get a life, you bald nerd. MAGA Tears. More nothing burgers. MAGA Tears. Thanks for confirming that Democrats can't do comedy. MAGA Tears. Thanks so much for watching. Help me out by joining us in the comments, sharing this video with a friend, and following me on social media. I am a one-man show here, from script to screen, the editing, even the graphics. Please throw me a tip with the easy PayPal link or hit that super thanks button, and be sure to check out my mugs that go great with those MAGA Tears. I am a stand-up comedian. I've played in 35 countries, and I've toured with Jim Jefferies for nearly 10 years. I have 3 albums and a brand new EP from my opening set on Jim's latest Netflix special. You can stream these on Spotify, Apple Music, or catch them on SiriusXM. Thanks for helping me make this show possible. Life's short. Be cool, be kind, take care.